Hey y'all, it's Shell. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a video on protective styles for like finer, low density hair, because I know a lot of people with that hair type struggle with finding styles that won't thin their hair out more. So I'm going to be going over that with you guys today as I do her silk press. As you guys can see, she does have finer hair, but she has more so of a medium density. The first thing I did was shampoo her with the She Nourish product, so the shampoo and conditioner. That's going to give her hair some strength and shine. Then I'm going to go in with the It's a 10 leave-in conditioner, and I'm going to spray probably about 2 to 3 pumps in my hand, and then that's what I'm massaging throughout her hair right now. And then, of course, I'm going to go in and blow dry her. For clients with medium to high porosity, and finer hair, I like to use products that leave-ins that are a little bit higher in protein, and then I also like to do protein treatments on them if they need it at that time, because their hair can break easier, and it's also very easy to weigh their hair down if you're using super heavy products or if you're using too many products. So that's why I went in with my shampoo and conditioner, is because it's going to not only give the hair the strength, but it's also going to be lightweight. It's going to be important for people with this hair type to maintain strength and a good amount of protein in their hair, because if you are going into silk presses and other protective styles that have any type of tension, you don't want weak hair. You don't want your follicles weak, and you don't want your hair weak, because if that's the case, then your hair is going to start to grow in really weak and fragile, and then it's just going to break. So that brings me into the first hairstyle that I want to recommend as a protective style. That is sew-ins. Now, if you already have hair loss, thinning, damage from sew-ins, you waited too late to kind of get into a healthy hair care routine. So now you probably have to take breaks from sew-ins and choose something else. If you need help, you can also book a virtual one-on-one with me. I'll leave that link below. But now, assuming you don't have that issue, if you have finer textured hair and it's low density, you can do sew-ins every once in a while for a protective style. You just want to make sure that you are wearing lengths that are not too long. That is where I see people definitely go wrong at. Your hair cannot handle that much tension, so you want to stick with hair that's like 18 inches or shorter when you are getting a sew-in for a protective style. The main thing you want to remember is that you're trying to create less tension. When you start to do protective styles, the reason why people lose their edges and their nape area first is because the hair that grows in those areas are finer and is drier because less sebum is produced in those areas. You can also create inflammation within the follicle, and that is going to cause the follicle to shrink, and a shrunken follicle produces like thinner and weaker hair. And so once that hair starts to do that, then that's when you experience breakage no matter what you do, is because your follicle is not producing a thick and strong hair strand. So once it starts to grow out, your hair just seems to always break. That's why. So you don't want inflammation within the scalp by having high tension hairstyles. You also don't want the high tension hairstyles to restrict like the blood flow, the oxygen, and the nutrients that are going to flow within that hair follicle. Because again, that's also going to damage the follicle, and then you'll get, your hair won't be nourished. It won't be nourished like it's supposed to and have the ability to grow like it's supposed to. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there so y'all know how important high tension hairstyles is on the hair, because like I said, if you go too long with damaging your follicles, eventually it's just going to cover the follicle with scar tissue, and that is what happens when you have permanent hair loss. Okay, so we're going to go into the second protective hairstyle. Now, I do not really care for braids, but realistically, I know people are going to wear them. And when I say braids, I mean braids with synthetic hair. So not braids with just like your natural hair. So braids are a good protective style if you like them. But the thing is, you want to get knotless braids, and you also want to make sure that you are doing like bob length. Like that's in style now. It's the bohemian knotless bob braids. So really cute hairstyle too. You don't want super long box braids or knotless braids because that's way too much tension on hair that is already fragile. So the other ones I'm going to go through kind of quick because I'm running out of time. But mini twist and twist outs as with your natural hair. Glueless wigs. Do not put no glue on your edges or around your hairline. So glueless wigs, V-part, U-part wigs. That way you can just braid your hair down. There's no tension. And then you can also do like a blowout with the comb attachment. Do the blowout with a comb attachment in a dimming brush. And then wear a blowout, and then you can like twist it and braid it so you can have a twist out or braid out on stretched hair. And then another one is a flip over quick weave or a crochet hairstyle, but with light curly hair, not long heavy curly hair. So those are just some quick styles I wanted to give you guys for the people with defined low density hair. And then if you are going to be doing these styles, I would say pick like maybe like 2 of these hairstyles that I just named off, and then also get like silk presses done throughout the year, a couple of times throughout the year, and leave it at that. Don't wear a style for too long. Like, you don't want to wear silk presses for too long because that can damage your hair. You don't want to wear synthetic hair for too long because that can damage your hair. You want to alternate, but in between you want to go to a natural hairstylist to get your hair treated. And that's protein, that's bond maintenance, that's hydration. Whatever your hair needs, you want to maintain it while you are switching out your hairstyles. If you are a type of person that don't like to switch your hairstyles, then you can just pick like 1 or 2 hairstyles out of the list that I just named. And then you can, well, I wouldn't say 1 hairstyle. I would say alternate between like 2 hairstyles. And then you can just get your hair treated. So too much of anything can damage your hair, but you also want to be paying attention to your hair while you are getting these styles. That way you know if it's working for your routine or if it's not. Here's another tip for my fine hair girlies that like to get silk presses. As you guys can see, after I blow dry her, I went straight to curling her hair instead of straightening it out first. So with thicker hair clients, I do have to straighten it out first and then go back and curl it. But like I said, since she has fine textured hair, it can damage if you put too much heat on it. So 2 passes to me can be too much for her hair because she gets silk presses every 2 weeks. So as you guys can see in the beginning of the video, she had like looser curls. That's because she gets silk presses every 2 weeks. So instead of going back in and doing the curls, I just curled them right after I blow dried with a ceramic iron. So if you guys have any tips or any protective styles that you like, leave them down in the comment section. I'll also link the products in the consultations down in the description box as well. So I'll see y'all in my next video.